There we go. Awesome. All right, well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to Twisted Wrister Hockey. Today, we're going to rank NHL teams by how easy or how difficult it is to cheer for them. So this is sort of a fan misery index. It's taking into account the team's performance this year, in addition to recent history, potential, for the next 3 to 4 years, and maybe success of other sports teams in that region as well. So we're going to determine as a community who are the most difficult teams to cheer for and who has it easy out there. Hey, Nick, how you doing, dude? Man, who are you cheering for in the playoffs? I guess that's probably a good way to kick things off. I think I've probably asked you this before, but yeah, man, it's crazy to think that we're actually at the end of a regular season. We're actually having a proper end to 82 games for the first time in 3 years. It's a little surreal in that sense. I'm very fired up for the playoffs to start, though. So anyway, we'll actually get started with... Oh, well, thank you, Steve. It's awesome to have you here. Hopefully you have a good time with these rankings today. Hey, the Habs are the most miserable team? Well, I mean, you could argue that in that, yeah, the next couple of years will be really tough. But look at all the draft picks they have. They went to the final last year. They hadn't done that in 28 years. So, I mean, you do have to kind of credit them in a couple of ways. Summer break is officially on. What's summer break? I have no idea what that is. Or when people in Europe, like my colleagues in Europe, say, "Oh yeah, I'm taking vacation." I'm like, "What's vacation?" Because like we don't really get much of that over here. Speaking of vacation, though, guys, and Nick, you'll appreciate this one. I'm legitimately looking into going to Prague to see the Sharks and the Predators to open the season. I could very well do it. One of my buddies is particularly interested as well. I'm not sure exactly if I would do any traveling outside of that as well. I just might, though. Seeing this as maybe an opportunity to go to Iceland as well. I think October would be an interesting time to do that. Not too busy. But hey, this is where you guys give your opinions, though. Because I've already done a rankings like this at the beginning of the season, and so we'll compare my rankings versus yours as well. Oh, you're a Penguins fan. Well, it's going to be challenging, man. I mean, I think something interesting could happen, though, not necessarily with Pittsburgh, but between like Pittsburgh or Washington. I want to say that one of those teams gets out of the first round, because obviously it's been 3 years. What's up, Knucklehead? College year is over. Man. If somebody said, "Nick, you have 2.5 or 3 months off," I wouldn't know what to do with myself. If I didn't have this YouTube channel, I don't know what I would do. Probably just go head out to the woods and hang out with Cortana here. Speaking of which, Iceland has a lot of Viking history. Yeah, absolutely. That's the birthplace of kind of written Viking tradition from the works of Snorri Sturluson, I believe. Anyway, we'll get to our rankings probably starting at about 10 after 11, 11 o'clock local time here. Give people some time to join in. All right, Trevor, have a good day at work. And yeah, I think that this is one where you could definitely go back and watch to see how it went. What's up, Aaron? Hope you're doing fantastic today and are looking forward to the postseason here. Flight school. Wow. That is something I haven't really pondered myself, but I do have a friend who is a pilot, though. That must be awesome, man. I mean, I would not. You cannot trust me playing like a flight simulator on a computer. So anyway, we'll get started real soon here, guys. So just hang tight, and once we hit 11:10 in 10 minutes, then we'll actually kickstart these rankings. So we've got, as you can see here, we've got all 32 teams. It's been entirely randomized. And so, yeah, there's no real particular rhyme or reason to this. Again, I have some sort of like factors, things that you can think about when we are ranking these teams. But ultimately, it's up to you guys. And in the meantime, we also have some NHL action happening today. Oh, Florida. Yes, Eustace, I am cheering for Florida. Absolutely. But man, I just can't count out Tampa. Oh, whoa, super chat. Dan with the super chat. Can we get some hype for Dan in the comments here in the chat? Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Oh, wow. It's already golf season. Yeah, I mean, today's like great here. It's already about 60 and just clear. We don't have many clear days where I live either, so it's absolutely beautiful. I just went on a walk with Cortana here before we got into the stream. Yeah, but I will cheer for, first of all, Florida, then Minnesota, because, you know, I have sort of a Minnesota sports allegiance on the side. After that, you know, I'd like to see Carolina make a deep run. Washington, I always like Washington. I just want to see Ovechkin get one more. Let's see here. Who else would I want to see win? There are plenty of teams who I wouldn't mind seeing win. I don't know if I'll actively cheer for them. There's just the idea of, you know, Colorado making a deep run and wanting to watch them because they can be really exciting to watch. So there are a lot of teams out there who I'll be happy if I see them win a Stanley Cup. Would be very expensive. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, man, I've got a fair amount saved up for travel, for gear, and all that. Greetings from Vancouver Island. Oh, thank you, Arlo. Appreciate you joining here. I've been to Victoria before. It's beautiful, man. I had a great time out there. Surprisingly, a very haunted town. A lot of like ghost tours over there. 74 in Rochester. Wow, that's a pretty warm day for this time of year. Yeah, it's been mostly cool here, you know, North Idaho. But yeah, today's a great day. It was weird because we had like 3 months where there was no snow, and then just before I went out to California, just, you know, about 9 days ago, we got like 4 inches of snow overnight. All right, so anyway, Dan, appreciate the super chat, dude. And guys, I've got all kinds of content planned for the next couple of weeks here as we get into the playoffs. We'll do playoff live streams. If you haven't already, I had a whole video just kind of briefing you guys on what to expect, but I already have videos queued up. Well, not queued up, but videos in flight for next week. A lot of like playoff talk. We'll do a playoff preview so that it will be kind of everything that you need to know, especially for like newer hockey fans or people who don't follow the NHL as closely. Water King, what's going on? It's not afternoon for me just yet. It's still 11 over here. 80 in Ann Arbor. Wow. That's pretty uncharacteristic, I would think. All right, so lots of people here. This is fantastic to see you all here. As a matter of fact, since we already have a lot of people, I figure that maybe we can just get the ball rolling right meow. So here we go, my friends. Here we go. 70 on Friday and 30 yesterday with 6 inches of snow. Man, that is nuts. All right, so just to kind of reiterate how we're going to do this. So we have all 32 teams here, and we have our 5 tiers. So actually, the bottom tier is for the easiest teams to cheer for. So the D tier is candy canes and rainbows and unicorns. So in other words, you got no reason to complain if you're a fan of this team. It's all grits and gravy. So that is the bottom. Our C tier is plenty to be thankful for. So these are teams that are generally going to be around the playoff picture. Maybe they've made a deep run in recent years. So these are teams that, you know, you don't panic in terms of making huge sweeping changes. These are teams who could still compete for, you know, winning a round or two in the postseason, okay? The B tier is some changes, no panic. So B tier, your team might be, you know, competing for a playoff spot, or maybe it's a year where you have a lot of injuries, but, you know, don't panic just yet. Don't try to get everyone fired and traded. Then we have the A tier. So this is where we get into the difficult teams. It's called I need a backup team. So in other words, you just don't like the way that things are sitting right now for that franchise. Maybe they do need to tear things down and rebuild. And then B, we've got eternal pain. So it is just an absolute tire fire year over year. And the future, you don't really know what it holds. Yeah, maybe the team has a lot of draft picks, but you don't even know what talent that's going to be. So, hey, what's up, Evan? Anywho, my friends, so those are the tiers. And then we also have kind of a couple factors. Now, this is ultimately your guys' opinion, but when I made this video before the season started, you know, I did these rankings myself. So my criteria here that I'll extend to you as optional. First of all, kind of the recent season. How does the team look this year? Have they come out of nowhere? Are they surprising? Then looking kind of at recency, so looking at maybe the past 10 years or so, how has that been? Did it start off on a high note and now it's just in the abyss? Has the team actually been gradually building towards something promising? So kind of like history in the last decade or so. Then we have potential. So maybe the next 3 to 4 years, is this a team that maybe isn't competitive now, but could actually be really, really good in the next couple of seasons? And then I also looked at kind of the success of the region. So are there other sports teams in the region who are winning championships? And I bring that up because, if my San Jose Sharks are hot garbage, but the Warriors win a championship and the 49ers win a Super Bowl and the Giants win a World Series, everything overall is actually pretty good for me. So think of that as well, and I won't force that upon you. Just wanted to extend that out there. So here we go, my friends. Great, guys. Oh, it's so awesome to have you all here. I'm glad to get so many other folks joining us who might not have come to the logo rankings last time, and it's an opportunity for people, especially like Eustace here in Europe, or even South Africa, to tune in. So without further ado, guys, I want to know your thoughts in the comments below or in the chat here. So leave a letter. What tier do you think the Calgary Flames belong in? So let's start it off, guys. Let's get all your responses down there, and then I'll try to find a way to fit them into one of the tiers. So where do the Calgary Flames belong? Give me a letter. S tier is the best and D is the worst. Yes, exactly. I wanted to switch it up. So, in other words, we're glorifying eternal pain. Seeing the Pens in the 91 Cup final. Unbelievable. Wow. Unfortunately, I wouldn't think you would be able to remember all that much from that. Okay. Yeah, the Flames are interesting because I didn't think... Some people thought they were, a playoff team in a weak division, whereas I thought that they were going to be crappy this year. So when I ranked the Calgary Flames, I said that they are tied for the 7th most miserable fan base, essentially. Not to criticize the fans, but just saying it's hard to root for the Flames right now. So I actually had them, probably I would have stuck them in the A tier. All right, so far I see a lot of C's, yeah. And you know what, guys? I actually think that's a pretty fair ranking. But of course, if anybody else hasn't chimed in yet, please go for it. Yeah, I'll give you a moment here. And of course, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to leave a thumbs up because that's going to help others like you discover this channel. And it encourages me to do more videos like this as well. Guys, maybe next weekend, maybe we'll do a community playoff bracket. That'd be pretty fun. Flames are humble fans. I haven't met anybody I have quibbles with. So, okay. All right, this one's pretty clear, guys. I'm going to rank the Calgary Flames as a C. They have plenty to be thankful for, but, they've had some ups and downs in the last 10 years. They're not going to challenge for a cup every year. We don't necessarily think that, but this year they are particularly good. I think that's a pretty fair ranking, guys. Okay, so next up, I'm going to just prompt you guys in the chat here. So the next team are the Buffalo Sabres. What is your ranking for them? This will be interesting because, the Sabres, a lot of us predicted to be toward the bottom of the NHL this year. And it looked that way for a while, and then they made the Eichel trade, and they've actually played a lot better than I'm sure a lot of us would have thought. I don't know if I would say that the Wings would even make the Wings and the Ducks. They've shown some promising signs, I would think, this year. Because the Eichel trade has paid off. Yeah, these are good inputs from you guys so far. When do the Bills start training camp? That's actually a pretty good way to look at it. God, I'm telling you, man, if it's not going to be my Vikings winning a Super Bowl, why not the Bills? All right. So, A's and S's, man. I think it's pretty divided. So, based on what I see here, I'm going to put the Sabres in the A tier, but I'll put them I'll try to keep them at the front of the A tier, and maybe they will move into the S tier. All right, one sec here. Well, it's funny because the Coyotes are just randomly put last. So I'm going to put the Sabres here. They got a lot of S's, okay? So I might actually move them up a little bit later in the video. All right, here we go. The next team are the Maple Leafs. What do you guys think? Oh, by the way, when I ranked this before the season started, I had Buffalo in second as the second hardest team to cheer for, or the second most miserable fan base right now. Yeah, where do you guys have Toronto? Okay, a lot of Charlie, a lot of Charlies so far. How are we doing, Cortana? S until they win a playoff series. Yeah, I figured that maybe some folks would look at it that way. Because 67 put them in C. In S, but that's not true. Wow. A couple of you guys actually do have them in the S tier for Eternal Pain. Water King. This is interesting. Okay, so, ooh, wow, another S tier. My friend is calling. Well, you guys put comment below. How are we doing there, good buddy?
Yeah. Top of the Sunday to you.
Dude, I'm actually on a live stream right now. You're live on Twisted Wrister Hockey.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to all the viewers out there?
Oh no, I mean Twisted Wrist is the best. I was just wearing my sweatshirt right now.
Oh, your snazzy Twisted Wrister sweatshirt?
Yeah. I think everyone should get one.
Oh, snap. You hear that? That's an endorsement right there.
Hey, can't they get them still? Yeah.
Hey, can I call you back a little bit later?
Yeah, man. Twisted Wrist Hockey rules.
You guys heard it from the biggest fan himself. Thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Bye.
All right, bye. It's my friend who might actually go, we might actually go to Europe for this. All right. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Holy Mackinac, I do see a lot of S here. So I'm actually going to put them in the A tier because we did have some C's as well. I will put them just behind the Sabres, though. I do think that the Sabres did get a lot of S's as well. So I'm going to stick them right there. By the way, speaking of merch, I do have some new merch in the store, and I just slashed a bunch of prices as well. I'm going to do an unboxing because I just received some new goodies for myself, and so I'll put up a video probably later this week. Okay. Late to the party, Buffalo in the A. Why? Because you think they belong in the S? All right, next team. By the way, this does get very suggestive because I would say, it's like, oh, I'm going to put them in the D or in the A. I'm going to put it in the A. It's Anyway, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. All right, Winnipeg. We got some B's. Everybody throw your B's. They have no clear direction. Yeah, I thought the Jets would actually be a really good team this year. By the way, I had Toronto. I had them tied for 11th. So for me, Toronto would have probably been in the B tier. Lots of Bs. I think it's pretty clear. I will put the Jets in the B tier. All right. A lot of Canadian teams to start things out. I mean, God. I mean, the Sabres are practically Canadian themselves. All right, next up. Canucks. Where would you rank these guys? Really interesting, because if you ranked them at the start of the season, it'd probably be pretty different from where you have them right now. The Jets need to rebuild. Yeah, I'm thinking they might actually want to make a couple of key moves like that as well. So I had the Jets 20th. So for me, the Jets probably would have been in the C tier, but that was before the season started. Now I'd probably have the Jets in probably where you guys put them, like high up in the B tier, I would think. All right, what do we got for Vancouver here? Canucks fans are pretty happy right now, but generally we live in eternal pain. That's a good way to look at it. Okay. Looks like they're actually kind of tied with Winnipeg. A for the Canucks. Rebrand back to the Thrashers. Yeah, that helped them a lot, didn't it? All right, looks like we're seeing just about the same results for the Canucks. Although I think that I am seeing like one more A for Vancouver. Vancouver, I'm John Shorthouse. He scores. Let's see. Let's put Vancouver also in the B tier. I'm going to put them just ahead of Winnipeg in this case. All right. All right, I think I know where the next one is going, and that's Tampa Bay. Although at some point they're going to be in like cap hell, I would think. Yeah. Hey, Evan, are we going to see Rangers versus Lightning in the conference final? It actually might happen, dude. Okay. You're planning to be in Spokane in October. Right on, dude. Hey, give me a shout. Although, there's a good chance I might be in Europe at that time. When the season starts, I might actually go see the Sharks in Prague. My friend was calling me probably to talk to me about that, just FYI. Tickets go on sale on Friday. Tampa's already in cap hell. Yeah, that's true, yeah. All right, that's pretty much it. Okay. The next one, I don't think it's quite as cut and dry, but I am curious to get your thoughts. And that's the Colorado Avalanche. And don't worry, guys, if you didn't chime in time, you'll get more time with some of these other teams. It's just that with Tampa, yeah, that one's pretty cut and dry. Panthers versus Avalanche. Hey, buddy, I would love that, absolutely. But Florida would have to reverse 1996 and win that series themselves. I got to see Joe Thornton. If he gets in the final, dude, like, I don't know if I'll cry harder if he wins or if I'll cry harder if he loses in the final, if that's the case. Nothing to worry about. Excited to see them dominate for the next few years. I mean, yeah, they still have guys who are in their prime. Thoughts on Teal Town USA? Yeah, Teal Town USA is a big reason why I actually make my videos. Because I discovered them about 5 years ago during the playoffs. And so, yeah, I listen to them, not every game, but when the Sharks are competitive, I do tune into them pretty regularly. All right, let's see here. How is Toronto not S? Yeah, I mean, it's one thing where I don't know if they'll get to the S tier, but like Buffalo, for example, got a lot of S's, so I might move them up. Put Tampa in their own tier. Okay. All right, so what do we have for Colorado? CCDC, CCC, DC, C. Okay. Colorado gets in the C tier. Although I'll put them behind Calgary because You guys, a couple people had Calgary in B tier, so we'll go for that. All right, next team. Screw the Avs. Got some very passionate fans here. All right, next up, this one will be a little interesting. It's the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, just to let you guys know, I had Winnipeg in 20th, so that's the 20th most difficult. So, in other words, I thought it was okay for the Jets going into the season. Vancouver, I had them tied for 13th. I had like 4 other teams tied for 13th. I saw them as kind of middle of the pack. Tampa for me was 31st. I didn't have Seattle because obviously they had never played a game. So Tampa, obviously the least miserable fan base right now. And Colorado, I had them 28th. The only thing kind of holding them back was, they haven't made it out of the second round yet. A C, couple D's, B for Pittsburgh. This offseason, they'll lose a lot of players. I don't know what I was saying there. They have 2 cups already, so a D. Pardon. Wait, Neil? Oh my God! Can we get some hype for post to post in the chat here? Alrighty. Yeah, Pittsburgh, it's just, they're the undead. Kind of like Boston. I don't know. Those 2 teams just, I always look for somebody to overtake them, and just nope. No, your comment is fine. You can say ass. That's fine. Okay. C, C, D, D, C, 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 C. Yeah, it looks like a lot of C's. A B here. C. All right. And if you haven't already, watch the most recent guess, the jersey that I uploaded yesterday. That's got all photos from Neil. He did a remarkable job stumping the hell out of me, man. The most difficult guess the jersey I have ever seen. All right, so we're putting these guys in the C tier, Pittsburgh. I will put them between Calgary and Colorado. All right, next up, guys. Kraken. In the meantime, we'll cut to Cortana. We went for a walk earlier, so she is just kind of resting here. Later on today, maybe we'll go to the dog park. Oh, that didn't actually get her that excited. All right. Interesting. Fairly unanimous so far. I know it's early, but damn. Couple B's. They have the team. It's the first season. They haven't been around long enough for Eternal Pain. Yeah, right. Can't really judge them right now. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty fair. Kraken's B. But we do have, like, the one that's getting the most so far is A. It's a low A, though. Hello, Mike Walsh. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 A's. Wow. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 B's and C's. Or maybe I'm counting 6. 1. Yeah. Wow, guys. I'm actually kind of surprised. Based on what I see here, I'm going to stick the Kraken. We're gonna stick the Kraken in the A. Low A tier though, kind of teetering between an A and a B. Interesting. All right. Next up, a team who I just never ever trust, and that is the Dallas Stars. Seattle's got great jerseys. They're rock solid. I got to get another home one, though, because I lost mine. Dallas is B. So I had Pittsburgh ranked 25th. So for me, they would have been like teetering on C and D tier. And for Dallas, this is going to be an interesting one once we get around to that. B, 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 C, B, A. Interesting. Miss the old Stars jerseys. Yeah, those warm-up ones that they had for Zubov's retirement were magnifique. This is an interesting one. Okay, so we've got B, B, B. Looks pretty B, actually. I will place Seattle in Bravo here. They seem to be just about here. I don't know. I'll split these two teams up. Better color contrast. And you know what, guys? I'm actually going to place Buffalo in the S. I think that we need to actually have an S tier so far. All right. C, skate was in the crease. Oh, boy. All right, next up. I had Dallas, by the way, as tied for 4th. I really did not like the offseason for them last year. And I don't trust Dallas. They are a one-line team. All right, now for my boys. Hey, you got nothing to be sorry about, man. Look at where we are. Just, 3 years, nothing's changed. So many peeps here. I love it. So many peeps, they belong in a chili pot. Hey, yeah. No offense taken, man. Not at all. I'm not general manager. There was like somebody was floating, I don't know if it was an athletic writer, was floating a rumor or speculation that the Sharks could hire Kevin Weeks as their general manager. Now, I don't think Weeks has any sort of front office experience, so I thought that was a stretch, certainly. But to bring in somebody fresh, I would certainly welcome that for this team. Wouldn't mind seeing him in the front office in some way, shape, or form. I don't think that he can just go right to general manager, but I thought that was interesting. I'm curious to see like what other names surface for them. Okay. The pain having Evander King gives you. Yeah, I mean, the thing with the Sharks, though, is that they got out of that pretty quickly, I thought. And they got a lot from Evander Kane in a good way, even despite all the drama. So I'm glad to have him off the books, but I've moved on from that quite a bit. Okay. Wow. Has a link with a lot of teams? All right, let's see here. SBSA, SAB, BAA, A or B, S. Neil makes a good point, too. We have a lot to be thankful for. Even though we didn't win a cup, there were like 15 years where the Sharks missed the playoffs, I think, once or something like that. I'm going to put the Sharks. I think that they're going in the A tier. And to take a judgment call, I do have to put them ahead of Seattle. Because at least Seattle has like draft picks and assets. And San Jose really doesn't have that much right now. So we're going to do that. All right, Sharks. Oh, wait, Sharks go in the A tier. Opinion on bread. Artemi Panarin leads the Rangers in scoring this year. All right, next team. Golden Knights. But the best kind of bread, I'm from California, baby. Sourdough. Where do you guys have Vegas? And I think somebody said that, Water King said that the Leafs need to be an S as well. I won't rule that out. I won't rule that out. The most B team ever. Okay, we have our first A. Knights were a C. They'll feel the pain and drop to A. 20 minutes in their grand scheme of things. And look at all that they've done. Oh, by the way, when I ranked, so I had the Stars as tied for 4th most difficult to cheer for. I had San Jose 3rd. I had to rip into them a little bit in that video. C for the Knights, the Panda deserves better. A, they have a goalie jinx on them. Vegas is A. B or C. I think that we are finding the Knights. Let's see here. Let's take a look. B, 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 B. A. Garrett's is kind of like a B, C, C, A. That's fine. I'm putting Vegas in B. That because I do see some A's and I see some C's, and a lot of B's at the beginning. So I will put them. We're gonna stick them right about here. How about that? Really, not much of a hierarchy to these teams. I think Vancouver was kind of teetering a little bit. So that is where we'll put Vegas. All right, let's go with Columbus. And by the way, Vegas, I had going into this year, I had them tied for 29th. Obviously, we didn't know that this season was going to play out the way it has. As for Columbus, things are a little bit different with them. Max, please don't spam, buddy. We want to not come across as here just to piss people off. Okay, Max, dude, stop spamming or like I don't do timeouts. You're straight up gone. Thank you for understanding. All right. A lot of young guys promise A or B. A, S, B, A. Okay, this one looks like it's somewhere in the A tier. I know that some people were saying, well, they do have some assets for the future and whatnot. Well, thank you. It's awesome to have a Quebecois joining us here. Columbus, A or B. I saw a couple of S's, so with them, I will say I'll put Columbus in low A. All right. Next up, we've got Minnesota. And for everybody's curiosity, I had Columbus tied for 4th. I think it's been pretty hard to cheer for them. But yeah, they did better this year than I thought that they would have. Actually, they had a fairly good season, considering they really don't have all that much like star talent per se. At least not yet. They have Kent Johnson. Roslovic had a fairly good year. I don't think he's like an A-list player by any means, but that's good when you have somebody from that area performing well. Ooh, D or C, C or D, C, B, C. Jackets goal song is one of the best, man. I have really no desire to go to Columbus per se. I've been really briefly, but I would go just to see that cannon. All right. Looks like a lot of people have Minnesota in C. Okay, I think that one's pretty convincing, guys. I will place Minnesota in the C tier as well. I'm going to place them between Colorado and Calgary on the ends. And when I ranked Minnesota before the season, I had them 18th, but I would put them in the C tier right now, like you guys are as well. Okay, our next team, ladies and gentlemen and folks, we have the Senators. Oh, Chris Kunitz, Honzi. Oh, pain. A for Senators. That would be tough to turn down, Garrett. So I guess that's the reason why I'd have to go out there. S, above S, A. Lots of S's and A's, man. Kids are growing up. Yeah, Josh Norris has over 30 goals. That feels great as a Sharks fan when we got Erik Karlsson, Mr. Glass. Ooh, this is tricky, guys. This is kind of like teetering between A and S. I think this is kind of like where we found Buffalo. So, based on the replies that I see here, I'm going to put the Senators in eternal pain. It's close. Like it could go either way. And for all I know, man, maybe I'll put Toronto up there with those guys as well. All right. Next up, this one will be fairly interesting. It's not eternal pain. I don't know. I thought they were going to take a step forward this year. I had Ottawa ranked 9th. That's because I thought they would be a little bit better this year than they have been. Steve Yzerman is a cheat code. Nice. Interesting. Cup champions 2028. Maybe even sooner for all I know. They need that franchise goaltender, but they got what? Isn't it? Don't you guys have Kosa? Isn't that the big prospect you have? Yeah, we're getting a cornucopia of responses here. Okay, so let's see here. A, C, B, B, A, B, C, A, B, A, B, B, B. Okay. I think I have an answer for that. I'm going to place the Red Wings kind of toward the front of the B tier. I think that's what I'm seeing here. All right, next team are the Oilers. Boop. And while you guys chime in with your responses here, let's see. Can I get this camera on Cortana? Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can zoom in on her. Because I need to use the restroom. Or the washroom. Do we have Cortana there? Let's see. I'm just waiting for the lag. All right. You guys give me just one moment here. I just have to use the restroom, okay? All right. Alrighty. Here we go. All right, hold on now. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that brief segment with Cortana. All right. Okay, the Oilers. Holy Mackinac, where are we at? All right, where are we at here? Okay. All right, B, C, B, lots of B's. B, 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 C. Okay. Oh, well, $11 super chat from Food Examination for Cortana Cam. Well, thank you so much. That's fantastic. Can we get some appreciation in the chat here? All right, hold on now. All right, there we go. We'll do that. All right, so Oilers are B tier. That's pretty clear to me, I believe. So let's see here. B tier, I'll put them like right here, something like that. Right on. Oh, whoa, it's Matt, the Easy Sports guy. How you doing, guy? It's so nice to have you here, buddy. All right, let's see here. All right, Rangers. By the way, I had Columbus. Okay, I had Detroit. I had them tied for 11th. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I had Edmonton tied for 13th with a few other teams. Just FYI. So now we're the Rangers. What a very detailed response there, Evan. A lot of C tiers that I'm seeing here. You blew $500 on jerseys in the last 3 days. I know, buddy. Hey, you got a Sharks reverse retro. But I'm telling you, buddy, you ever need help, I'll let you know if I can find you some like really cheap Adidas jerseys. Legitimate, of course. Only NHL licensed. Okay. The Rangers are the Leafs of the States. Interesting. Oh, because of 1994? At least they've been to the final since then, though. All right, let's see. I'm seeing a lot of Charlie here. Are there any other thoughts on this, guys? Let's stay on course. Any other further guesses, guys? JT, what is your fascination with Liberty Mutual? I know that they run a lot of ads on YouTube. All right, I'm putting the Rangers in the C tier. That's pretty par for the course. We'll put them right here. Waiting for the Predators new to the NHL. Oh, right on. That's cool. I'm excited. I might go see the Predators play my Sharks in Prague. Maybe. Nashville is a fun place to watch a game too. All right, guys. Let's hear it. Capitals. They have funny ads? I don't know. I see them way too much. Where do you guys have the Capitals? Interesting. Yeah, we're seeing several different opinions here for sure. Okay. All right, let's see. DC, 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 D, CB, CD, CC, C. I mean, the C is without question the most common here. They did get some D votes as well, though, so I'm actually going to put them at the very end of the C tier. And kind of like what we saw here with the S tier, I might even bump one of these teams down, so to balance things out. Even though I know that like Tampa should be kind of in their own category, I get what you guys are saying regarding that. All right, next up, this is going to be an interesting one. What about the Florida Panthers? By the way, I had the Capitals tied for 26th. I think things were really good going into this year, even though they're not exactly building for the future. They still have great personnel. They've always been in the playoffs, all that good stuff. Yeah, where do you guys have the Panthers? Actually, Max, they've won 13 in a row now. But they have to play Tampa today, so that's going to be an interesting battle. Panthers in B. Interesting. Buchnevich has been a top 10 winger this season. Yeah, he's kind of flown in under the radar. He's going to have like 30 goals, right? All right. CCD, CC, CD, CDB, D, CDDB. Yeah, they're kind of teetering on that edge of C and D. A couple B's. Yeah, to me, you guys are overall pushing them toward the C tier. I'm going to put them kind of right where the Avs and the Capitals are for that. Here is an interesting one. What about the Blackhawks? That is, you can interpret this kind of a number of ways, I think. By the way, I had Florida, I had them ranked 10th. So I had them as a more difficult team to cheer for. I didn't think they would be quite as good this year, even though I expected them to be pretty good. All right. SSASAASAB. S. B. A for the Hawks. B. S is the recent history. Okay, fair. D because they're one of the most successful teams in the last 15. I don't really think there's a better way to make your point. All right. So with that said, I'm actually going to do this. How about this? We're going to put the Hawks in the A tier, but we're actually going to put the Leafs in the S tier. We're going to make it happen. All right. I mean, people have valid reasons for sure. Next up, the Carolina Hurricanes. S first round exit. You know, man, I'm kind of concerned about Carolina if Freddie Anderson isn't really healthy. And they have to go up against Boston, who's, they don't have the most elite goaltending, but between Swayman and Ullmark, they can figure a way out, sure. I would put, let's see here, where did I have Chicago? I had them 19th. I would certainly consider putting them up in like 24th territory. I would have had the Hawks probably at the end of the A tier by now, maybe. What about the Hurricanes? So we have CCS, DCC, B or C, D, C, D, C, B, C, C, or D. I'm seeing a lot of D tier. I'm going to actually drop them into the D tier. Because we really don't have that many teams right now who are at that level. I might even drop the Capitals down too, for that matter. Perhaps. All right, next up we have the Montreal Canadiens. There's a lot to think about with these guys. Kind of like with Chicago. You know what? Screw it. Because the Capitals have a Stanley Cup, whereas the Avalanche and Panthers and Hurricanes don't in the last 15 years, I will actually place the Capitals into the D tier. It's happening. You guys need to win a playoff round. Please win 4 this year. Already have a tier list from best to worst fan base? No, I wouldn't do that. I think that every team has the best fans. I think every team has the worst fans. It's so seasonal, and it's just really probably, I don't know, it could lead to some nastiness. And I really don't think it's fair to evaluate fans. I think that's, nah, I can't do that. Yeah. All right. Montreal. CS AS AAD. This is crazy. SA. Oh, thanks, Elijah. I actually don't really like it that much. Where I'm at. A B. I don't know. I might actually put them in B tier for A. Wow. Oh, A for Montreal. Okay. All right, let me try this again. Okay, so SAS AAD SAA. Yeah, it looks like A. Yeah, this is going to be A. We're putting them right in the middle of the A tier. Actually, I'll put them right. We'll put them right here. Sunbathing and draft picks. Absolutely. All right. Next up, Nashville. I think I know where I would put Nashville, more or less. Yeah. By the way, while I wait for those responses, how are my Giants doing today? We were up 2-0 before the game, or before the stream started. And we're up, but 4-3. Okay. We got a runner on second, no out. I like that. Okay. Hello, Will. Thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, the Predators are kind of like the Penguins and the Bruins. It's just they will not go away. They will always make it to the playoffs, no matter what roster they have. That's just kind of how it is these days. Go Dodgers! No! So be it. The Cubs won 21-0 yesterday? Whoa. They should have just called the game. All right, any other opinions on Nashville? So we have CBA, Collective Bargaining Agreement, CBB, BC, CB, low B. B. Yeah, you guys are right on the fence there. So let's see here. I could put them in B. I could put them in C. I think the Predators go into... I think they have to go into the C tier. I will overrule. Because every year they're in the damn playoffs. And they've made these runs despite being like an 8th seed. And they're in a smaller market. And they just had the Stadium Series. They've got plenty to be thankful for, in my opinion. All right. So, but great. I like seeing that sort of divide. All right. Here we go. Next up, we've got the Blues. Oops. It's okay, Evan. It's early in the season. We will see what happens in October. That's good, though. I want a wake-up call early on. We're doing fine. We're 10-5. Hopefully 11-5 after this game. Actually, I don't even think we're supposed to be that good. Sorry for all the baseball talk. Huh. I'm already seeing that I kind of have a different opinion than a fair amount of folks here. So I had what? I had Carolina tied for 23rd. I had Montreal 21st. Of course, I would put Montreal way up like you guys did here. Nashville, I had them tied for 13th, and so do I have the Blues. But again, that was before this season. I don't know why I had the Blues tied for 13th. I don't know. All right. Let's take a look here, friends. So we have CDD, CB, B, CB, B, CC, B. Yeah, congrats to Miguel Cabrera. The only thing he doesn't have is a World Series. Or actually, he does have a World Series, just with a different team. Okay, this one's pretty cut and dry. I think this, to me, yeah, actually, it's teetering on C and B, kind of like the Predators. I'm going to put the Blues, actually, in the C tier as well. As a matter of fact, kind of like a couple opinions here. If we have the Caps in the D tier, I would actually consider putting St. Louis in the D tier as well. They've been really good this year. I didn't think they would be. So I'll stick them in C for kind of to be the tiebreaker. Okay. Next up, we've got... We're the Devils! Miggy has 2 World Series. He won 1 with the Marlins, but I'm sorry. Did he win another one that I don't know about? Miggy won 2 with the Marlins. The Marlins have just 2 World Series, though, 97 and 03. I'm just trying to retrace my thoughts here. Yeah, because 02 was the Angels, 04 was the Red Sox, 05 was the White Sox, 06 was the Cardinals, who beat the Tigers. Yeah. All right. Any other further opinions on the New Jersey Devils? Well, the Philly Eagles have one. All right. So we have AAA, C, A, B, A, A. Your home team, you'd have them in S. I know that he's been to at least a second World Series. He got swept in that one. All right, well, the Devils, I think that one's pretty straightforward from what I see here, and I actually would agree with you guys. I would have the Devils in the A tier. But we got a couple like C's and whatnot. I don't know, I'll put them right here. How about that? Okay, our next team, my friends, are the Islanders. This one's a little interesting as well. God, 2018. I remember that the Vikings scored first in that championship, or in the conference championship, and I'm on cloud 9 at that moment, and then everything just goes to hell. Okay. Isles S, B B B S, B B A, B B. Yeah, hey, we're getting fish sticks next year. Neil can say another thing or two about that. All right. Any other further opinions on the Islanders? Okay. All right, I'm putting the Islanders in the B tier, kind of right about, kind of toward the front of it, actually. Oh no. This is the Lions fan, right? Cardinals 2004 champs? No, the Cardinals won 06 because, you're just hating on the Red Sox, I see. Okay. All right. What about the Ducks? By the way, I had the Islanders tied for 26th. This year has been kind of bad, and it really shows that, yeah, they are long in the tooth. Anaheim, I've given them a very different ranking, of course. Where do the Ducks rank among these teams here? $12 and $22. I don't know, man. If you have to meet up with my Giants in the playoffs, we know what happens then. All right, let's see here. We have A, B, B, C, A, B. Lots of B's. All right, that one is, I think, fairly clear to me. And I think the Ducks, yeah, they have a bright future. That's a good point. I would consider maybe putting them in the A tier, but I think that's a pretty appropriate ranking for them, my friends. All right, what about the LA Kings? LA. Where would you rank LA? I had the Ducks ranked tied for 7th, but I would probably ease up on that ranking now just because this season they actually showed that a lot of their young talent is taking a step forward. They may make the playoffs, but they still need some work. They might be a bit ahead of schedule, maybe. Oops. Celtics won last night. How do they suck? Great fish tacos in LA. That's true, though. It's probably one of the best places to get fish tacos, or San Diego. Which is not LA. Let's be clear. Okay, where do you guys have the Kings? So B, B, C, B, 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 B. Yeah, it looks like these guys are... looks like the Kings are also a B team. I will put them in a little bit more of a favorable spot than the Ducks, though. I'll here, separate these guys. Never mind, they want to just be attached to each other. Okay. Landeskog wasn't offside. You shut your mouth. All right. Boston. Flames won the cup in 2004. Where did I rank the Kings? I had them tied for 23rd. I actually gave them a pretty favorable ranking in that they're not as difficult to cheer for. All right, so for Boston, I'm seeing lots of Charlie. They'll need to rebuild. I don't know, man. These guys they're zombies. They just never die. But based on the comments I'm seeing here, I think I know where to put them. But again, guys, I'd love to get as many opinions as we can here. All right, any further inputs here, friends? Boston is exactly where they should be. The Royals are trying. All right, this one's pretty easy. The Bruins are in the C tier. Boom, shakalaka. See, almost D. See, Dork, I would agree with you. I'd put Boston in D tier. Easily. They've been to a couple finals, even though they've lost them. They won in 2011. They have like Hall of Famers on their team still. David Pastrnak just keeps getting better. I would put Boston in D, but this is about you guys. Okay. Saving money so you can go to the Winter Classic. Nice. That's what I like to hear. All right, next up. Ooh, this one's going to be good. Philly. Why the hate for the Royals, guys? Oh, that's right, because they beat the Mets. That's right. And I wasn't even alive last time the Mets won a World Series. Sharks won the Cup in 2016. I don't think that exactly qualifies as a hot take. No, Logan Couture won the Conn Smythe, though. Okay. D for gritty. What? Flyers are A. S all the way. I kind of agree with you, Matt. Hey, buddy. Two of my favorite sports teams don't even have a title, so even when I was not alive, so there you go. All right. I think this one's pretty clear. Flyers are A tier. And lastly, we've been saving maybe the best for last. The Coyotes. For once, 2 Minnesota sports teams are in the playoffs. Yeah, it's not a bad year for somebody to do something. If it's not going to be the Panthers in the NHL, it better be the Wild. Vikings won Super Bowl 52. Yeah. You were 2 the last time the Mets won a World Series. Yep. I was 13 months away from being born, I think. All right, more opinions for the Coyotes, guys. The Vikings should have 5 Super Bowls. Well, we don't. We just haven't been good enough. Coyotes should be in a tier of their own. Okay, that's pretty fair, to be fair. All right, that's great. Okay. So, there are the rankings. So we've got 4 teams in S tier: Coyotes, Sabres, Senators, and Maple Leafs. And then how many teams do we have in the A tier? We have, 2, 4, 6, 7 teams in the A tier? Okay. So 11 of 31 teams are S or A. I think that's a pretty fair balance, actually. I'm surprised we don't have as much in the D tier. So maybe I might just kick 1 or 2 of them down. What does twisted wrister hockey mean? It's undefined. It's limitless. A twisted wrister is when you score a really impressive goal via the wrist shot. So I figured twisted wrister would be perfect for me, because I am the twisted wrister mister. All right, let's see here. Let's have some more fun. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna drop Florida, and I'm gonna drop Colorado into the D tier. I think there's a pretty good cutoff between. Yeah, sure, why not? I think there's a pretty good differentiation between these teams here and these teams here. It's happening. Finally got a Reebok 2016 Stadium Series. I think I might have seen a picture from you on that. Of course, looks incredibly much better with the chain stitch logo. All right, so that concludes the rankings. And in case you're curious, we can look at the scoreboard here. So Detroit has a tiny 1-0 lead on the Devils right now. That is with 3 minutes remaining. Carolina trying to clinch that Metropolitan Division. It's been easier said than done. They are up 3-2 on the New York Islanders with 7 minutes remaining. So there is a chance for New York to still do something there. Then we have the Jackets with a 3-2 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton all but officially clinching second place in the Pacific Division. Let's see here. And then we also have Colorado and Winnipeg later today. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Boston, Montreal. The one to look forward to is at 4 o'clock Pacific today. 7 Eastern between the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Also, we can look forward to the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Washington Capitals as Washington tries to keep pace with Pittsburgh for a chance to secure that number 3 seed. But Pittsburgh won yesterday, so I do think that that's looking a little bit more likely for the Penguins. Minnesota, Nashville, that's going to be a good game. I think if Nashville wins, then they're in the playoffs. We also have St. Louis against Anaheim, and of course, Minnesota and St. Louis are sort of competing for home ice in that first round series. And then later on at 7 o'clock Pacific, we've got the Sharks against the Golden Knights, which is 2 points for Vegas. But if the Sharks can pull off a miracle and win this game, that doesn't knock Vegas out of the playoffs, but that definitely hurts their chances. Please win San Jose. I know, man. I mean, it's interesting because I would love to beat Vegas and, absolutely hinder their chances to make the playoffs. But at the same time, I would love to see Vegas go up against Colorado in the first round. And, I mean, Colorado, I would hope that they would put on a spectacle there, but we saw what happened last year. But that series would be pretty fun. I'd rather watch Colorado against Vegas instead of Colorado against Dallas. No offense, Joe Pavelski, but the Stars are frauds. They're not going to make a deep playoff run. All right. Well, anyway, guys, I think that's going to conclude this stream. I hope you had a good time with our rankings. We'll be back with more content this week. We'll be talking about NHL legends who never won the Stanley Cup. I'm unboxing some more channel merchandise for Twisted Wrister Hockey, so then that way you guys can see what else is in the store now. And I've also slashed prices on my merchandise, so check that out if you haven't already. And we'll also be doing a playoff preview. We'll have predictions as well. Maybe Cortana will form her predictions. And yeah, there's even more content to look forward to, especially live streams. Maybe, guys, a week from now, we can actually predict the playoffs as a community. So excited to be interacting with you again real soon here on the channel. So once again, leave a thumbs up if you had a good time with us. Anybody who tuned in after this actually happened live, subscribe if you haven't already, and see the video description if you want to follow me on social media. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll talk to you again soon.